Yeah. Oh, no.
So, for all the lovely people out there on Twitch, we are hearing voices that you cannot hear. Uh, yeah, keep piling on that work. Thank you. Okay, so, here we are, another lovely day at in Goblin Town. Um, so I'm trying to do a head count here. We got Genera, we got Gradol, we got a Theory, we got Dagmar. Okay, good. Okay. Does everybody remember what happened last time?
We were on our way to go find the what did you call them?
The Treble Hobbs.
Yes, those guys.
Yeah.
I was about to kill a horse.
Yes, and that too.
Well, okay, so if you would like, we can start off. Well, I'll go over some of the session notes from last time so that we remember exactly where we're at. So, our intrepid heroes have gotten word that there's a possible flow of cursed artifacts coming from the town of Oakridge. And so Oakridge is this town that's a little bit north of Clark. And so our heroes, the party, has walked up. It's a 2-day journey by foot, and at the end of the first day's journey, halfway through, at the midfield crossroads, they tried to stop at an inn, and at the end they gathered a little bit of information, heard some rumors of artifacts, some group of people called the Shovel Hobbs, and a little bit of anxiety about robbers on the road. There was also an attempt to interview some of the local livestock about any of the local APEs in associated archaeology, but that was not that did not yield the kind of fruits that were hoped for. Okay. Um, does anyone have any questions?
No, I think we're all caught up.
All right, excellent. Okay, so right now you need to you need to camp for the night. And you're trying to set up how you do your camping. Um, so so right now I would like you to describe your camping arrangements. Are you just sleeping out in the open? Do you have your bedrolls? Do you put up a little tent? Are you gonna like dig a little hole and bury yourself? I don't know. Or are you gonna sleep in a tree?
Oh, this is where we left off, where you established we were going to like be in a horror movie or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you'd like, you can hide behind the chainsaws. It's up to you. It's not.
What is the weather like? Like, do I want to be in a tent?
Cool. This is sort of a late fall. The leaves have changed. Um, it so it's but it's clear. The skies have been clear. No, there's no. It's unlikely for rain to happen, but it will be rather cold tonight.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna set up a tent.
Okay. So just for yourself, no one else is gonna share that tent. I don't know how comfortable you are with each other.
I mean, if they want to be in the tent too, that's fine.
Just all four of us just pack on in there.
Yeah, and it's a small, like, single person tent. No, I'm just kidding.
Fair warning, I do
You
snore.
could just see like Dagmar's feet sticking out of the tent.
Largest person on the bottom, and
We're
then
all
just
just
all
like-
pile up.
Yeah. And then you just have Grant all on the top, like curled up like a little dog. And
Oh
Hey,
boy.
I resemble that remark.
no,
I'm
I
good.
mean,
I'm literally going to use my staff of flowers and my druidcraft cantrip to literally make myself a flower bed.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
It's not just a play on words; it's also a comfortable place to sleep.
Okay. I'm gonna write notes down so crowd
Outside
all.
of the tent. Yeah, that would be outside of the tent as to not inspire Dagmar rage.
Well, Dagmar is also going to be outside of the tent. Dagmar is going to be resting against a tree, or her axe, one of the two, just resting against something very, very gruffly.
Okay, and so Janera in a tent. Aetheri, are you there, Aetheri?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find another tree that's a little farther away and kind of hide behind it. Pull my cloak hood up over my head.
We're all
My back
friendly
is
here. We're all friends.
yeah,
Just all
it's so
spread
clear
out.
that we all really
6
like each
feet
other.
apart and everything. It's following protocol.
As I'm
as well.
casually sniffing myself to see if I stink, and that's why no one wants to share a tent with me.
You're all comfortable. Okay. Um. All right. So nothing else. Yeah, there's no fire. There's nothing else. You're all just gonna make a bed and fall asleep.
Well, I can certainly make us a fire if you'd like. That's just simple. That's a simple cantrip.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure that that you're all comfortable with your camping arrangement. Okay. So you pull up your blanket. Well, I guess Janera is the only one that pulls blankets up over her heads, over her head, and everybody else sort of, wraps their cloak or their cape a little bit tightly around you, as the um as the cool autumn air comes in and nips at your heels. Okay. Um, and you all eventually drift off to sleep.
Are we going to be taking any watches, considering the possible bloodthirsty, murderous robbers in the area?
Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll take first watch.
And I'll take second.
I'll take third.
And I guess I will bring up the rear.
From
Well,
inside of my tent.
okay.
And I'm gonna climb up to a tree branch for first watch.
Okay, alrighty then.
With my eye on that river.
On the river? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think might come out of the river?
Pirates. I don't know.
Okay, okay. Alright, let me hold on a second. Okay. Alright, so, Aetheri, go ahead and roll perception.
Well, off to a good start.
Fantastic. Okay.
I should have
So
slept.
you're sort of like in the tree trying to peer through, but you kind of ended up in an odd place and there are too many leaves in your face and you can't quite see it like moving your hands about. Okay. But you hear some whoo whoo owls in the distance. Okay.
Hmm.
Gradal. So your watch sort of passes without event. So at the end of your watch, you can go wake up Gradal, or you can just go back to sleep, or whatever.
Yeah, so I'll climb down the tree and I'll go gently wake up Grotto. I'm like, Grotto, Grotto, oh Grotto,
Ugh. Yes.
your turn. Second watch.
Okay.
I didn't. I
please.
heard some owls. I didn't see anything.
Did you leave the fire going? Or are you keeping the fire going?
I believe it's probably down to embers by now.
Okay. All right. All right. So go ahead, Gradal. Roll perception.
Okay. Sure thing. Sure. One moment, please. Because the player is on his phone, he has to go to D&D Beyond because I don't have the app that puts things directly in Roll20. So 1 moment, please.
All right. That's fine.
And I go back under the tree, pull my cloak up, go to sleep,
Okay.
listening to the owls. Ooh, ooh.
Okay. That's a 16.
All right.
That's
16.
But my passive perception is 20. So.
Oh. Okay, roll 16. I'm gonna write that in the chat. Okay. Okay, so Gradal, with his eyes of an owl, kind of sees some shadowy figures coming down the road. He spots a pair, seems to be a pair of figures that seem to have caught sight of the camp and have like walked off the road and are heading toward the camp.
I shall wake up my compatriots and let them know that my owl-like eyes have spotted something besides how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm probably the only one old enough to get that reference.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I'm thinking like I'm gonna put that in a puzzle. I'm gonna make that a puzzle like clue later.
Oh, I was muted. I was very great reference.
Yeah.
So Grada, how do you wake everybody?
Lollipops for all.
I'll go ahead and just shake everybody awake. And I will take advantage of the fact that Dagmar is asleep to put another flower in her belt before shaking her awake.
God damn
Oh.
So if you want to roll to see whether you notice while you are asleep, but you're going to roll twice and take the lower one, Dagmar.
Okay.
So this is at disadvantage. Yes.
Okay. Oh, I noticed.
Well, you're taking the 13. You're taking 13. Okay. So you wait. Were you in a tent, or you're still leaning against a tree, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Very gruffly.
So you feel something in your sleep, and you're not quite. Maybe it's like a squirrel. You're not sure. So you can either just go back to sleep, Or you can try to wake up the that squirrel.
I don't know. I don't feel well about this. Something tickling me. Like I should kick it, right? I should try to grab it. Should I is there something I could roll for that? I don't like it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, if you want to roll to grab it, I guess let me see. Again, you're going to have to be at disadvantage and let me think.
Get the rest.
I'm trying to think of how. No, it would. Let's do an athletics roll. 'Cause I think that's better for you. So you can just roll your athletics. But again, disadvantage. You need to roll it twice.
I missed.
So Dagmar, in her sort of half sleep, kind of waves about wildly. Okay.
And I just wake her up and say, suspicious people on their way here. Get your sword.
Get your flower off my person now.
Okay. All right. So everybody's awake now. So Gradal has now alerted you that there's someone suspicious coming up the road. So what are you going to do now?
So I think
Hide,
I can
maybe?
attempt to hide. And if people want to, if people want to stick around me, I can cast Pass Without a Trace. We get plus $10 stealth rolls.
And then you'll
Yeah,
just
I
sort
like
of
that.
That'd be a good idea. Is the theory still up on the tree?
No, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down. So yeah, I want to go check it out as quietly as possible.
So maybe we should quickly pack up Janira's tent so that they don't see any traces of it.
Or, leave it to see if it lures whoever these people are to come over. Just
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. So Gradal, do you cast Pass Without a Trace?
Sure do.
All right. So Gradal casts Pass Without a Trace. Okay. Mhm. Okay, and then you just leave all your stuff and then disappear into the forest, right? Or off to the road, or where are you heading?
Well, I figured we would just stay in camp. We figure there's all sorts of things. There's a tent. There's the remnants of a fire. We'd probably be
Okay.
able to stay fairly close by.
Okay. So then, I want everybody to make a stealth check. So you're basically rolling to hide, and we're gonna count an extra 10 on top of that. Oh, you willikers.
Come on.
So 23, 23, 28, and then Gradal.
One moment, please.
Right. Actually, I need to upload 2 images for us here.
Trying to do this on the phone is challenging. Sorry, I'm just trying. You know what? Forget this. I'm just going down to the basement and actually getting my dice.
Yeah.
I can't figure this out.
Do it.
Of course, it's in the basement like a true D&D player.
right.
Well, it's where all my setup is. That's I've been spending my what little spare time I have painting minis.
Oh,
Nice.
what?
I'm relegated down in the basement. So, yeah. I can share pictures.
Thank
Not a
We're
big
gonna
deal.
we're gonna need pics of that.
Okay, I think I need to get I think I should be wearing my like paper wizard's hat.
Finally, there we go.
We need like an old
Oh my
school
god, natural
session.
20.
Oh.
Didn't happen. No, I'm kidding. College you
I
lickers.
am taking a picture of it.
Mm.
Not as much, but I'm taking a picture of it. Right here on my workbench next to my X-Acto knife.
Excellent. Okay, so
Maybe we should all just use dice today.
Mhm.
the whole party fades into the hedge, like, and you just sort of meld into it and leave no trace of where you were or of where you went. A few minutes pass by, and let me think. You're all sort of, yeah. I think you'll, since you're watching the camp and you're watching it. So eventually, you kind of hear a few little bit of rustling in the woods and the other growth, and you can kind of hear what sounds like someone trying to stealthily like walk through the forest. Okay, and then after a few minutes pass, you see two figures walk into the light of the dying ember, the light of the dying campfire, and it is two people. Let me see. One is a hobgoblin, and she is fairly large. She actually looks like he's about as big as Dagmar. And you see an elf.
Oh, cute!
Mhm.
Art!
Okay, that's about right. Oh wait, that's not working. Okay. All right, and then the elf is a little bit smaller. Okay, and you can see they're sort of looking around, kind of warily and a little bit surprised, like that there's nobody here. Okay, they spot the tent, and again they sort of tiptoe toward the tent and kind of listen in to see if they can hear snoring. And then they lift the flaps, and again a little bit of surprise to see nobody. So they sort of look up and around, and of kind of wondering what's going on.
So, do we jump them?
Are they talking to each other? Are they saying anything?
They are sort of, they're not talking loudly, but you can tell that they're sort of whispering slightly.
Now, this is the point where I would put out with my new alert feat. I can read lips, so if I
Yes.
can see them by the light of the fire, I can tell what they're saying.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, can you get messages through the Discord? I think you can. I just want to make sure that I adjusting to your situation.
Yeah.
Grad off.
I've got the Discord. I can get messages through it. Yes. Okay. What they're saying. Okay. I can't tell everybody what they're saying because then that would blow our stealth, but okay. So knowing what I know, let's see. So knowing what I know, please, I'm going to go with my list of spells are that I could do. From the shadows, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on both of them.
Okay. Okay. So Fairy Fire. I believe that's a dex save. Now, this is a surprise attack. So technically they're at a disadvantage. So we're gonna do, hold on a second. Okay, let me see. And whoops. Okay, so here we go. First one. Let's see. They're gonna. Yeah, but it's at disadvantage. Nope. And then the other one. Nope again. So Groudal, from his hiding position, waves his hands and mutters his incantation, and the area bursts into this glowing neon purple flames, and it catches them by complete surprise, and they sort of jump up, kind of very panicked, and like looking at themselves, like, "Why are we glowing? Ah!" And they begin to shout, like, "Ah!" And they're looking around sort of wildly, trying to see the source of the spell. So your reactions.
Are they holding weapons in their hands?
So the hobgoblin has one hand on a large sword in her sheath, like in the picture, like a scimitar. The elf is just holding a dagger in her hand.
Okay.
So we. Oh, go ahead.
Well, sorry. Why don't you go ahead? I took up a lot of time casting the spell, so you go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking. I mean, I saw Gretel just cast something on them to disorient them. So no, I'm gonna hold back. I'm resisting the urge to just jump in there, but I'm gonna see what happens.
With what Dagmar just saw, that Gretel tried to attack them, but we're not talking about it because we're trying to be stealthy. Could I roll for perception to just kind of see if she can like notice something, like notice Gretel's mood maybe before he attacked, and just try to gauge the situation a little bit?
Well, so you can see Gretel. Remember, you're all hiding.
Right. Okay.
Right. But we're all hiding close together because of Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah. Huh.
So I mean, you can look at Gretel and maybe like try to look into his eyes. Gretel, what did your eyes say?
Look here with your special eyes. Look.
Well, besides the deep and unabashed love for Dagmar that he expresses on a daily basis, instead, she basically sees this hardened look on Gretel's face, and Gretel is essentially thinking, "Boy, these people have made the wrong life choices, and they are in the wrong line of work."
And they walked into the wrong camp.
Yeah.
Okay. So sort of not exactly disheveled, but bothered. If I look past all that love, that's what I see. Because Dagmar would be the one to want to rush out there and start hollering and screaming, I feel like. But she's trying to play it safe because we're all hiding and we're all being stealthy. Can I throw a rock?
If you want to throw a rock, you can, but that's going to start to give away your position.
God dang it. Huh. I'm trying to... I need to think about how stupid she is. Let me just... Anna the player knows what the best thing to do is, but Dagmar the character wants to just freaking run out there and start screaming bloody murder. So let me think about this. Does anybody else have any wonderful ideas before I make a commitment? Oh God. Do they have animals?
No.
Guys, you don't want the barbarian doing something right now.
If we're invisible, we can't see each other? Well, we can see each other.
Yeah, you're not invisible. You're just hidden from them, and depending on how you place yourselves, you'd be hidden from each other.
So I can kind of like look at Gradal and just kind of shrug, be like, nod. Do we go? Do we not go?
Yeah, and I'll just point at them, and I'll mime like shooting a bow, swinging an axe, like whatever, Essentially, again, we don't have to kill them, but they need to regret the life choices that have brought them to this moment.
So in other words, Dagmar, do your thing.
Dagmar's just going to clarify, and she's also going to lift a finger up to her neck, and then just and then look questionably, like, kill or not kill? What are we doing here?
I think we all look at Dagmar and be like, unleash the beast.
Like, don't kill them, but maim them badly.
Oh God. Okay. So can I rush out there? Can I do a surprise attack? What is the protocol on a surprise attack? I very much want to do a surprise attack.
Well, it's not quite surprising anymore because they're already on fire. The fairy fire. So it's not really surprising anymore. You're gonna burst out of the bushes.
All right. Oh, I lost my. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so I got it. I go in swinging.
Golly, let me double check that. Okay, so let's okay, so let's actually let me prep the. Let's do like a battle map here.
No, Dagmar, if you want to, I believe that Fairy Fire gives advantage on all attacks.
That's
so if you want to roll
true.
again in case you get a natural 20.
Thank you for reminding us.
Did I win?
Did I win?
Let's see. Let me see if I can pull out a good. Not the best. Okay. So we are going to. And I'm gonna assume that we're gonna put a fire in here. Fire in the middle. That should be familiar. Okay, and then we're gonna put the tent right there. All right. Okay, so you can see where everybody is. If everybody can put their little icons, does everybody know how to put their token on the map?
Maybe a little tough for me. I'm trying to
Yeah.
just figure out how to operate this thing on my phone.
Let me see. Okay. See a theory. Okay, there's a theory. So place yourself wherever you are. I'm assuming you're in the bushes somewhere. Okay, so bushes, bushes, bushes.
Yeah, okay.
I should have put that on the actually that's a bad move. I need to put that on a different layer. Okay, here we go. The bushes. Oh my goodness.
This is really soothing. I feel like I'm watching a Bob Ross episode.
Put a little happy tree right there. Just...
Happy little bush. Put a little happy little bush right here.
Okay.
It looks like we're in an airplane. We've been abducted
Oh, no,
by
I can see it.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Oh
An
no!
airplane. That looks like we're riding in an airplane.
Oh my god!
We're about to crash.
Oh God! Surely you can't be
Fire.
serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
The fire is just a freaking comet coming towards us.
Yes.
Oh god.
The airplane bushes. Cursed.
I'm gonna send Stagmar's leading off. Go ahead and move your token, Dagmar. Oh, Michael, if you'd like, I could try to put your token down, and you can just tell me where.
I was probably just right next to my compatriots in the bushes.
Okay. Let's see. I guess we'll just put it right there. Okay. Dagmar, why are you in the fire?
Oh, I mean, that's what it looks like when I swing my axe. That's just a little added effect.
Okay. Okay, so you're coming at the goblin. Or hobgoblin,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Since you do have advantage because they have fairy fire going, roll to attack again, and we're gonna stick with the 13. 13 damage, but we'll go with
Okay.
We'll see if you roll a natural 20.
Hmm.
Oh, the exact same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wowzers! So you take a massive swing at the hobgoblin. Okay. She like looks up in like incredible surprise at you, like, what is this? And you like just dig it right into her gut. Oh! And there's a bit of a clang as it hits her she has a very heavy belt on. Okay, and you did 13 damage. So everybody's gonna roll initiatives now. Let's see. Actually, like I'm looking at this. Yeah. So, Genera. Also, Dagmar, are you going for the kill or not?
Yes, I did get the approval when I clarified. I asked for clarification, and everybody was okay with. So.
All right. Okay, so Dagmar, roll for initiative as well, and Gradal.
Okay.
Gradal has rolled for initiative and rolled a natural 1.
You still get a plus whatever, so. But
she had reservations.
A plus 0 to initiative. So yeah.
Okay.
Natural 1 is a natural 1.
Okay. Writing things down. All right. Let's see now. So the hobgoblin, like, crumples to the ground. Okay, wait. Actually. Okay, whoops. I forgot to select the token. That doesn't matter. But anyways, so the elf is last anyway. See, so this yeah, so you basically, yeah, the hobgoblin just crumples to the ground and doesn't move anymore.
I did it.
Okay, so the first person up is a theory.
Okay, I'm gonna aim for that elf's hand that's holding the dagger with my light crossbow.
Let's see here. Now, normally we don't do called shots like that, but we'll go for it anyway.
All right, I'm not trying to kill, but yeah, okay, I'm shooting with my light crossbow at the elf.
So here's what we'll do. You roll the hit, and if you have the advantage, disadvantage, you're going to toggle disadvantage, and you're going to be disadvantaged to hit the hand specifically. But if both rolls are high enough, the arrow will just hit her anyway.
Okay, fair enough. I like that. And I miss.
Okay, so roll again.
But I have luck, so I'm gonna roll.
Oh, that's true.
Another d20 for luck.
Okay, so you don't have to. Yeah, and you have a +4 to hit with that. Oh no, you have a +6 to the hit. So if you want, you can just roll the attack option again if you'd like, and then we'll see if.
Okay. That's my luck.
Oh
yes.
dear. Okay, I'll roll one more time because because we're at a disadvantage, right? For you to hit specifically your hand.
Okay. Nah. All right.
Okay. Okay, so you don't hit her hand, like you don't knock it out, but the bolt of your crossbow goes bam, it hits her right in the shoulder. Ah!
All right, good enough. And then I just duck down because I think I can do a hide action. So I hide in the bush.
Yeah, you can. So roll stealth. With a +10 from the pass without a trace. So somehow a theory pops out of the bushes, nails the elf, and then fades back in as if she was never there.
Yeah.
Okay, Chinera. The elf knows that you're all hiding in the shrubs now, over in the airplane bush.
Yeah.
And so she's staring very intently, but with a lot of fear in her eyes,
Okay.
and is kind of like not sure what's happening. Chinera, go for it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and join Dagmar. And I'm gonna come leaping out towards the elf. And I'm going to use a unarmed strike to try and knock her out or something.
Roll again, because you have an advantage to hit. Oh, wait. No, wait. Let me. Sorry. I just realized something. So let's recon something. Okay, so the fairy fire gives advantage. The called shot with disadvantage. They cancel out. So technically, I should be taking the first roll from a theory's hit. So you would have hit her in the hand. It's still 5. It's still 5 damage. But let's drop that knife. Or let's drop the dagger. So the elf like screams in pain as she drops the knife, and the bolt like pierces her hand. And Chinera jumps out of the bushes and runs right up to her and proceeds to, I guess, haymaker her. Okay. Let me see. All right. Okay. So the elf tries to sort of step out of the way, but you're just able to like hit her, Chinera. And you do another like 3 points of damage. Now I don't think you have your second attack yet, but you can use a key point to do flurry of blow. Well, you still have your bonus action, so you can do one more swing at her, or you can spend a key point and do 2 more off your bonus.
Okay, I'll use a key point and do 2 more.
Okay, go for it. Oh golly, she lickers. Okay. So that's actually the first strike, because with advantage. Do a double again. Yeah, so Chinera, you proceed to pummel this poor person. And I'm just wondering, are you using your death touch? Are you actually gonna kill this person, or are you gonna like hold back a little?
Hold back, because I feel like if if one of them is already dead, we probably should leave the other one alive so we can get some information. So.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So the elf, like, you proceed to like just like cross her against a cross punch against her chin, and another one into her gut, and her like knees give out, and then she also crumbles to the ground and lies motionless. So you have two people on the floor here. The hobgoblin is dead. The elf is still breathing.
Okay. Is it my turn in the initiative?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. Sorry, no. Dagmar's next, actually.
I'm still in shock that I outright killed somebody.
Is this your first time killing someone? Is this what this is?
I think so.
You've finally been initiated?
I'm like, we didn't even talk to these people, and I feel really bad.
Well, we're about
I need
to.
therapy. I'm gonna point at the elf, a little bit shaky, but mostly confident, and I'm gonna say, well, no, I'm gonna point to the hobgoblin, but I'm gonna look at the elf, and I'm gonna be like, hey, you don't want that to happen to you, right? We might have some questions, right, guys? We have questions, right, guys?
And at this
The
point,
elf's
Gretel will
eyes are-
probably point out that the elf's unconscious and can't hear her.
Yes.
Dagmar rolled perception earlier and got a 0, so it's not in the chat, but that happened.
I mean,
Dagmar's-
if that's the case, then we could assume that Dagmar just thinks the hobgoblin's sleeping.
Okay.
Weird. I want to search the bodies.
Okay, go. Well,
Loot the
Okay.
looters.
Well, I want to see who
Okay,
they
so-
are, what
so-
the deal is.
so combat is over. Unless you're all gonna. If any of you plays Munchkin, this is. I don't approve personally, but this is your chance to what is it? Desecrate the bodies to gain that extra experience. No.
God.
Okay. Okay, so tell me who you're looting.
So I
Okay.
want to. I'm just looking to see what the elf has on he or she.
They're both women. So let's go back. We're gonna go back to the.
Because the elf's unconscious, right, but still alive.
They are both. Well, the hobgoblin is dead. The elf is unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay,
Would
so
anyone
here's.
mind terribly if I were to tie up the elf while he is still unconscious?
Yeah, good idea.
Thank you.
All right, so if you look over the elf is actually dressed very nicely. You can tell the elf does not seem to be in the most legitimate or prestigious occupation because she has several like daggers at her belt and like a small sword. But her boots are very nice. She has a very nice cape with that fur fringe. Her belts are very nice. She does not seem to be a poor person. She seems to have a bit of money. The hobgoblin is not dressed quite as nice, but does have like a nice sword, a nice sheath, nice boots. I don't know if I can move the thing a little bit. You can see her boots. Okay.
Do they have a pack on them? I mean, is there? I want to see if there's anything in their packs.
Okay. So they do have some pouches, and their pouches do have some money in them. The hobgoblin has 6 gold coins, 5 silver pieces, and 10 copper. The elf only has 12 gold.
So they're not carrying anything else. Do I
Their weapon.
recognize? I don't recognize the elf? Do I?
No.
Okay. turn to Gradal and say, Gradal, what was that all about?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
I mean, Gradal, you know I trust your judgment.
Hold on 1 second. Gradal has to take a moment to say goodbye, say goodnight to his son. What?
Painting.
Yeah, my painting's all done. Yours is ready for tomorrow. Are you going to paint your figures with me tomorrow, sweetie?
Aw.
Yes, this is. I'm in my game right now. Can I have a hug goodnight?
Maybe doing some stairs is not a bad idea, but can do it.
Well, Daddy just decided to stay down here to give Mommy and Pepe some privacy. Have a good night. Is Mommy reading the story tonight?
Yeah, because you're on your meeting.
Thank you, sweetheart. So sorry about that.
It's okay. He's so cute.
Mhm, yeah.
He's a sweet boy. He's a sweet boy. And painting the D&D figures is a fun thing that we get to do together, which is nice.
That's great.
But anywho, and I basically, as Gradal say, what do you mean the fairy fire? And while I say this, I absentmindedly, of course, slide a flower behind the ear of the unconscious elf.
But not for the hobgoblin, only for those who are living.
Oh no, they're the dead will make their own flowers.
Oh,
That's dark.
yeah.
It's a whole thing, okay, everybody. It's a whole thing. Okay.
Yep.
Let me see now. So, are you just so you tie up the elf, right? You tie up the elf. Okay. And what else? What else are you gonna do? Are you gonna slap her awake or?
I think the slapping awake, I think that Dagmar would thoroughly enjoy that. But for once the elf is up, I'm going to prepare a charm person spell to see if we can make her a little bit more amenable to interrogation.
Okay. Okay. So Dagmar, do you do anything?
Nope. I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna just let this in. Yep, sitting back, still coping with the fact I killed somebody. She's kind of having PTSD from her war days right now.
Maybe she needs a flower, Gretel.
No.
Okay, well, if Dagmar is not gonna slap the elf awake, then I will do it.
Okay. So you do what you need to like wake up the elf.
Yes.
Okay. Actually. So I mean after a few moments she sort of groggily like wakes up and stares stares up at all of you in this sort of mixture of fear and anger. And she kind of like looks over at her friend who's not tied up, but she is tied up, and she kind of puts
Right
two and
next
two
to her.
together. Yeah. And so there's a little bit of defeat in her eyes. And she kind of like curses under her breath.
And I'll go, it's okay, buddy. We all have rough days.
Oh my
And
God.
that's where I cast, and that's where I'll cast charm person.
Trying to remember the exact mechanics. So,
Yeah, can we all
you're
just roll for charm right now? Just trying to charm this.
oh, wait a minute. That actually might not be a good move, Gradal.
Yeah. I know
The-
that to make a wisdom saving, do it in advance.
Yeah.
But the text says if you are fighting it, present tense.
Yeah. All right. Rules lawyers, indeed. That's
yeah,
fine.
I was about to say. I'm turning into a damn rules lawyer.
That's fine. Okay. No, the reason why it might not be a good thing is because she's an elf, and elves have advantage on those sorts of rules.
Oh my God.
So I want to talk to her in Elvish,
Okay.
whatever the language is.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, let's have her save or fail to save. Let's see. So,
Oh, okay. You're
okay. What's your difficulty, Gretel? I don't think it's. Usually it's, let's see, because your proficiency at this point is a +2
The
or
proficiency is
+3.
still +2.
Okay.
At level 4, it's still +2.
And then
I have a plus. What's 18? You know, wisdom of 18 is I think +3.
+4.
+4. Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 plus. So that'd be 15 actually.
15, well, anyways, he fails. He fails.
Oh, okay.
Because usually it's a base 8 plus proficiency plus the ability modifier. So 8 plus 2 plus 4 would be 14. But she fails anyway, whether it's 14 or 15. Okay, so she is now charmed. You see her eyes kind of glaze over, and she kind of sort of sways a little bit as the spell takes effect. Okay. Let me see. Okay, it's gonna last an hour. So her look, her hard look, when she looks up at you, kind of changes into a slight smile, and she can feel something in her ear, and I guess she sort of shakes her head, and the flower falls from her ear, and it lands in her lap. Like, oh, I love flowers.
Awesome. And I'll pick up I'll pick up the flower that fell in her lap and say, "Would you mind if I put this back behind your ear? You look so pretty with it in."
Oh, thank you. And she sort of leans over and puts her. Yeah.
And so I'll kind of say, "So rough night, huh?"
The roughest. I think a theory. You were gonna say something. Go for a theory.
Oh, but I was about to, but then I saw what Gretel did, and that she's fine and looks like she's willing to talk, but in common. But I was just gonna ask her, what is her name? What are you doing here?
Okay, so her name is. Oh yeah. Ella Godelsian. And she says that she's a highway robber. That she came here to try to rob you.
And how did that work out?
Not well.
Guys, you believe this crap?
And what sort of led you to this occupation, my dear friend?
The money's good, and she sort of like kind of, wriggles about and like shows off some of the nicer things that she's wearing. There are lots of people that walk up and down between Oakridge and Clark, so they're often easy pickings, except for tonight.
Mm-hmm. I understand. You wouldn't happen to have met any other folks on the road, perhaps maybe anybody selling any like valuable or antique objects or anything like that? We heard that's a big deal up in Oakridge.
She says she has like met some people and she knows of it. But she usually doesn't deal with that a lot. because some of the artifacts can be big and heavy, or some of them are just sort of ugly, and she doesn't like them, and it's too much trouble to fence them. So she only takes things that are small enough for her to carry, coins and things like that, jewelry.
Do you remember any of your friends' names who did that sort of thing?
Who dealt in the funny artifact stuff?
Yes.
No, she doesn't know anybody. Her and her friends don't usually deal with that kind of stuff.
Anybody have anything else they want to ask my good friend here?
What are you gonna do now if we untie you and release you back onto the world?
She sighs, kind of tilts her head to the side, go home, and looks down at her friend. It's like, maybe go home, go get a drink. Not sure what else.
Well, you know what I think would be just super, and I was just wondering if maybe you could do this just as a favor to me as a friend.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually just wondering, because the inn is right over there, and we were just wondering if you could head on over there, and just turn yourself in and apologize, because everybody would just be so appreciative of that. I bet you that they would buy you that drink that you just talked about.
And they have a lovely room in a cave in the back that you can stay in.
Oh my God.
It's a paradise. It's an absolute paradise.
And I hear the horses are super friendly.
I don't ever want to get on your guys' bad side. Yikes.
She nods and it's like, yeah, I've seen that inn a whole bunch, and I've never really taken the time to stop and stay there. Might be nice. I hear the might be nice to get a beer.
Yeah.
So she stands up. Or wait, you tied just your hands or hands and feet?
I think just the hands.
Okay, so she sort of struggles and she stands up, kind of, because she can't use her hands.
Well, I'll help her up. What are
Okay.
her friends for?
Yeah, I will too, because she. No. Yeah.
Thanks, friend. Thank you. And then she like begins to amble off, kind of a little bit uneasy. You can see her shoulders kind of droop, but she looks over her shoulder back at her friend and then continues through the bushes off in the direction of the inn.
And I'll wave goodbye and say, wow, she was nice.
Oh, Gretel.
On hers.
All right. So, what are you all going to do now?
Is it still the middle of the night?
Yeah.
What are we going to do about the dead body? It's right there.
No
We're always standing around it.
That's right.
I mean, somebody might come for us. The D&D police might, track us down. She might report us.
We could build a raft and light it on fire on the river and send it off in a ceremonial fashion without digging.
I literally have a mold earth cantrip. We could bury the hobgoblin right here.
Maybe we should do that. Does anybody have any words for this this poor unfortunate soul?
I mean, as a fellow hobgoblin, I'm sure that she well, clearly didn't live a very noble life, but died valiantly.
I agree. Can I take her weapon?
You can. It's a very nice scimitar sword.
I'm taking it.
Okay.
It's mine now. Let's bury her.
Okay.
May I say a few words?
Yes, you may.
Oh god.
Here lies our hobgoblin friend, who met an unfortunate end.
Oh.
She took people's things, including the rings, but unfortunately, her body we couldn't mend. Not the best rhyme, but there you go.
I shed a little tear.
It's the thought that counts.
You fought valiantly until I killed you. You didn't fight valuably enough, or whatever. Bye, friend. There's a Dagmar parting words. Thank you for your sword.
Okay. Now, this wonderfully respectful and heartfelt eulogy, takes you in this whole conversation and dealing takes you through a few hours into the night. But now this is like midnight now. This is like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. It's really is the dead of the night, the witching hour almost. You're going to need to sleep, otherwise you're going to start to incur exhaustion. Are you literally going to sleep on top of this woman's grave?
I would assume we dragged her off into the bushes away from the campsite and then buried her there.
Okay. Just being clear. Okay. So you took her sword, did you take her money?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Make sure
Anything of worth, yes.
one person writes down the money. Who's writing down the money?
Who was our money person last time? Was it a theory? The trustworthy one with the money?
The thief.
Yeah.
Yeah, we trusted the thief with the money.
Right, yeah. I think so in the journal. I forget how to get there. Do we have a journal, right? Is that in here?
Our session journal?
Yeah.
We're not keeping track of the money on that one.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that, but then again, I'm a thief.
Oh, wait, you took the money just from the hobgoblin? Did you take it also from the elf?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we left her enough so she can get a room at the inn, I would think. Maybe?
Okay.
Well, she's not really getting a room at the inn. I told her to go turn herself in.
Oh, that's true.
At the
Okay.
inn.
Yeah, okay, so we took her money. Do you want me to write this down somewhere? We're dividing it up, right? I think we've just been dividing it up and recording it ourselves.
We can deal with this later if you'd like.
Sounds good.
So I have it written down.
Okay.
All right. So the rest of the night passes fairly uneventfully. Did you set up a watch again, or are you just like, oh no, we did our quota for the night. We don't need to deal with anything else.
Well, I need some sleep because I had first watch.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had the second watch, so I'll knock off too. I need to recharge my spells.
Okay. All
I'll,
right.
I'll probably take the first watch and then just keep watching until I pass out. And Dagmar can't sleep right now, but she will. It's not right now.
Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, the whole thing sort of passes along into the night. Nothing really happens. So at the end of it, everybody gets back all their key points, their spell slots. So we'll count that as a long rest. Okay. So the next morning, the sun comes up, the birds are singing, and you can continue your journey up toward Oakridge.
So that was an interesting night, wasn't it, friends?
You're all just gonna pretend like
I
you
figure
didn't
we're
kill
all.
anybody.
Yeah, I figure we're all walking, on a long journey. We're probably going to chat on the way.
Yeah.
We don't chat at all. We just walk in silence 6 feet apart.
Oh, God. Please tell me we're having some conversations, or I'm going to have PTSD flashbacks to family car trips.
Oh no.
See, this is why we need a bard.
Like singing songs, yeah.
Dagmar's like, you want songs? I can give you songs, but she's tone deaf. It's all just gruff, weird, unintelligible noises.
You can pretend it's throat singing.
There you go.
Yeah. It's all planned. It's a style. Do we pass anybody on the way along the river up to Oakridge, or?
So yeah, as you're walking north, there are some people coming from Oakridge that pass you by walking along the road. Like people with donkeys and carts, a few people with large packs on walking down, and you notice some like little boats coming down the river. Loaded with some sort of packages, cargo. But they're fairly small. They're only what would that be? They're only like 20 or 30 feet long. So they only have maybe 1, 2, or 3 people on them. Yeah.
Do they all get flowers, or are we safeguarding our flowers here, Gretel?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll
Okay.
wave. I'll
Okay.
wave, but I don't need to inundate everyone with flowers. I just reserve that for my closest friends.
Okay.
The Dagmar, your best friends.
What? No.
Yeah,
What?
We already established this.
The DM appears out of nowhere and lets Dagmar know that she's best friends with.
Okay. So, So as you get closer to town, you notice that the river opens up into a very, very large, very long lake. And there are several streams and rivers that kind of come down from the mountain ridge. This whole area right here is this very, very large valley. The mountains sort of sweep down into the valley, which is filled um, with all these waters, all these streams coming down from the mountains, and it fills up into this lake. Um, and so you notice some of the town, like the sort of beginnings of town of houses and farms and fishing villages start to appear as you go along the road, getting closer and closer to the town itself. Um, we're gonna keep it right here because I actually don't have a map for Oakridge itself. Are you? I don't think any of you have ever been here before, so you're gonna have to ask for directions, or just sort of barrel through towards something.
Well, should we probably ask for directions then? Somebody more I mean, I can try to charm somebody. I'm really charming.
I don't think you need to charm anyone. You can just ask people.
Does not compute. What? So everybody passing us is of various races. They're not looking at our party any differently as they did kind of in Clark.
So they are kind of, some of them look at you a little bit nervously because you all seem very imposing, especially you, Dagmar. You're the one with the great axe over her across her back. Let's see what else. But they're not quite giving as much attention. They don't really pay as much attention to the Gradol, for instance. They're not. Gradol's not getting the kind of attention like he did in the downtown, like, human area of Clark.
Okay, so can I go up to the first person to pass us by at this point and ask for directions?
Okay, what are you asking for?
Guys, where are we going?
I don't quite recall, but what was the name of? There was a specific district that was mentioned by Miss Rockbottom. Or I'm sorry, Stone Tushy. Or I don't want to abandon a good joke.
Run it back.
So there is some sort of artifacts market you've heard about. Helgarino Rockbottom did not explain the exact market. But she did mention that there was a goblin of some kind that seemed to be associated with the artifacts in Oakridge, and
that's right.
Ami said that she had gotten the cup specifically from a shop called Bragg Thim's Artifacts.
Brad things or grad things? What?
Bragg Thim's.
Okay. So could I relay that to the first person to pass us by and just say we're looking for a store, we're looking for an artifact store. I think it's called Bragg Things. For some reason it's kind of tongue twistery. I don't know why. Have you heard of it? Could you lead us to it?
So first person you come up to is like an old man sort of walking toward with a fishing pole over his shoulder, and it's like like bragging things, architecture. What? I'm not sure, young person. Oh my, they get bigger and bigger.
What?
Um, so he's not familiar with the place that you're talking about. Or he doesn't know all the names of the stores or shops.
Did you
and if
just call me big?
Yes. I see
Uh-uh.
you've been eating. I see you've been eating quite enjoying breakfast, and like, kind of takes the fishing pole off his shoulder and like pokes you in the stomach.
Can I I'm gonna roll for intimidation.
Golly chicklickers.
Uh,
What exactly are you doing to intimidate this poor old man?
I'm well, okay, I'm gonna crouch down a little bit so I'm eye level with him. And then I'm gonna say, now excuse me, sir. You are talking to a lady. A gruff lady, but a lady. You don't talk to a lady like this. And then I'm gonna grab his fishing pole and then I'm gonna break it in half. And it worked because I rolled an 18.
I'm just thinking like, poor old man.
Uh-uh. And then we keep walking. And just tosses a fishing pole, his broken fishing pole down, and then we keep walking.
So you all of you see Dagmar just like threaten this old man, rip his fishing pole out of his hands, break it in half, and like throw it to the ground. And the old man, kind of like stunned and trembling, like turns around and kind of does that, like runs away as fast as he can, but it's kind of a stumbly, like waddling movement because he can't quite run that fast, and he's sort of looking over his shoulder, like hurrying away.
And this is why we don't let Dagmar ask for directions.
Oh my god.
Next person.
Well,
Bradall, do you have something?
after that display, I got nothing. I don't know. Maybe there's a nursing home we could go by and you could kick one of them out of their beds or something like that.
Oh my god.
Good Lord.
I think at this point we should try to find, I mean, the market rate. That shouldn't be too difficult to locate. Maybe if we identify the market and ask around there.
Okay. So you continue to ask for them. Now, I want to ask you, how exactly are you phrasing the question when you ask them for direction?
All of the people after the poor fisherman that I just accosted.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else want to take over since Does anybody else want to take over asking for directions, or should I continue being that?
I'll jump up and ask for directions instead, if that's cool. And who is the next person I see? Oh, great DM in the sky.
Okay. Disembodied voice that you hear. Like, huh. So Gradle begins to ask people. People kind of. No, Gradle, you have a. You have a full head of hair, right? It's not shaved on the sides or anything like that. It's completely all the way, all your hair.
I have all my full hair, but it's basically up in a giant spike. Kind of like a mohawk, but really it looks, it's very much troll doll, and it is bright purple.
Okay.
What session are we on that we finally asked that question?
It's actually kind of important for this point here. I haven't quite explained something yet. Now, so a lot of people look at Gradal. When they see you coming, like the whole group kind of approaching them, there's a slight little bit of anxiousness or nervousness. But not as much as you got in Clark. When they look down at Gradal, they look at him, and then specifically they look at his hair. They kind of stare at his hair for a little bit, and then a little bit of the expression of fear kind of disappears a little.
Yeah. And of course, I've got a great big smile too.
Yeah.
As always.
It's very disarming, very charming.
Not as disarming as a theory, though. I must compliment you. That was a fantastic shot.
Thank you. Even though I kind of missed, but it worked.
Now, eventually you come up to like a middle-aged woman with a basket in her hands, going toward the market. Now, what exactly? How are you phrasing it exactly? Your question for the directions.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
I was wondering if you might be so kind as to point us towards Bragthim's Antiquities.
Kind of looks at you and like, Bragthim. I don't know a Bragthim, but Antiquities. What's an antiquity?
Ooh, old ancient stuff.
Kind of looks at you, kind of cocks her head. Old ancient stuff. Like, oh. I'm like, she shakes her head a little bit and she's like, oh, if you're looking for acorns, then you should be going toward the oak grove.
Do we recall whether the term acorn is some sort of code or innuendo or something like that, or is she literally talking about acorns?
Assuming that you understand what
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Understand what the word acorn is. So you're gonna have to ask her specifically. You're asking her to explain, or?
No, I was asking the DM if this was something that we had heard about before coming here.
You have not heard anyone say anything about acorns.
Okay, I'll straight up ask her then. What do you mean by an acorn? Is that some sort of euphemism, or are you literally talking about the nuts that fall from oak trees?
So she kind of like looks at you even funnier, and you're looking for acorns, but you don't know. Oh, okay. Acorns are things that fall from a tree. So, all those things.
What kind of tree are we talking about here? Wink, wink.
Well, people sell things, but they don't want to tell you where it came from, so they just tell you it fell from a tree. And so the nickname for that is an acorn.
So it's like the Oakridge version of, it fell off the back of a truck.
Yes. And that's actually where that's actually where this town gets its name. That's why it's called Oakridge, because everything here falls from a tree.
Understood. So I'll give her a sly look. I'll put one finger to the side of my very long nose, like I'm one of the actors in The Sting, and I'm just gonna thank her and head in the direction she sends us.
Oh my god, I love that image.
I can imagine that your nose is so long that you actually have to put two fingers. You put like one hand, like both hands together, one finger on top of the other, to like put it up against the nose. So you follow along the road and you follow along the woman's directions, and you end up in sort of the central part of town. And it's actually close to the river. It's overlooking a port, and there are a lot of shops here. And it looks very similar to the artifacts market that you saw in Clark, But now it's like even more intense. It's more crowded. That there are more people here, and it seems a lot less organized. There is no shippo here.
You know, this is a nightmare for us, don't you?
I
It's fine.
We're in dangerous waters now.
Well,
With
just
no
remember,
warning.
just remember that the premise of the game is we're here to bust these people.
Yeah.
You know, for once, catch them red-handed and actually prosecute.
Just gonna
Okay.
start going up to people in real life and be like, "So, you find any acorns recently? Fallen from them trees over there, perhaps?" Pointing at a site.
You're gonna be pointing at like a pine tree or
He's
or
like,
a
"There's no
birch or
trees
something.
over there. What are you talking about?" Mm-hmm. Wink.
Okay, so
So we
Go
found
for
the
it.
market, but did we find Bragthims? Is it in the same location, or are we gonna have to ask around at the market now that we've arrived?
you're at the market. You don't see it immediately. So you're just gonna have to ask like, how are you gonna approach trying to find it? Shop by shop? Are you gonna just shout, ask more people? Are you gonna like grab people by the collar?
Well, since I'm a go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, since I'm a little bit taller, could I roll for perception?
Yeah, go for it. Trying to look over the crowd.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, very good. Um, so you're sort of walking through. Um, uh, you do catch a sight of a sign down an alley. Um, you can't quite. It looks like you might say Bragg Thims or something like that, similar on it. But the alley going down this particular alley. There's quite a few shops, but they're like really small. This is kind of a narrower um area. It's not part of like the main drag that or and main area where the shops are. It's a little bit off an alley on the side. I
Are we kind of getting the vibe that like to step out of the game from? We're kind of getting the vibe like if this is Diagon Alley, going down this one, this would be like Nocturne Alley in Harry Potter. You know what I mean?
it doesn't seem dangerous or seedy. It just I'm trying to think. I don't know how much any of you have ever been in a large city. And what I mean by large, really dense city, I'm talking like Los Angeles or New York. Specifically, I'm talking about my experience in places like Seoul or Tokyo or Guangzhou. It's hard to just name halfway across the world. But generally in those areas, like I'm thinking of Dongdaemun and Namdaemun in Seoul. Uh, what happens is that there's a certain area where the tourists are, so you get the really big shops like Face Shop or Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's. Um, but then there's usually a little bit side shops off alleys on the other side. Um, that are just really much smaller. Kind of, they're not like the face of of the shopping area for tourists. So it's kind of like a lower rent, and people are just kind of trying to shove an extra shop in there as they can. But it's not particularly seedy.
So did you say we saw a sign that said whatever Bragg Thim's artifacts? Or it was something else?
Yeah, you caught sight of what looked like a sign that could say that, and it's down this particular alley.
Yeah, okay. So we should head there.
Yeah, just like push past the crowd and make our way down to the shop.
Dagmar, are you very violent or just very
No.
assertive with that?
No, she she got her aggression out. her quota was met for the day.
Okay, so Dagmar sort of leads the way, kind of shouldering and elbowing past everybody. And eventually, as you go down this alley, you notice that a lot of the signs on the shops are saying things like discount, bargain, sales, 2 for 1. And sort of that thought, if you remember what Ami was saying, how she basically had gotten a 5 gold piece object out of the 4 gold piece bin, and felt guilty about it. So you can tell she was trying to get something for cheap in this area.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the piece that she got was cursed, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. To remind you, Gradal, thank you for reminding me. You also had whoever's holding the cup had more nightmares or like bad dreams of things like blue meanies. So as far as you can tell, it feels kind of cursed. I mean, because whoever's holding it's having bad dreams, but nothing bad specifically has happened.
Oh yeah, because we need to get rid of the curse here too, don't we? That's our.
Yeah.
We need to figure out what this is. Are these buildings made of wood in this alley?
It's a mix. It's a mix.
Are they burnable?
Oh, are they burnable? Oh Lord!
Burn the whole place down. Okay, never mind.
I was about to say oh wow, this is, you're finally playing it like a traditional D&D player. Show first, ask questions later, and burn it all down. Okay.
Yeah. No, we need to find the we need to cure the curse. So we have a mission.
Actually, you find yourselves in front of Bragthim's shop, or it's called Bragthim's Artifacts, and it's a small shop. You can see it has kind of not streamers or flags, but just have sort of fabric hanging off the front. It's kind of festive. And you can see that inside the shop it is packed to the gills, and there are a lot of boxes and just shelves stacked all the way to the ceiling of a wooden building. What it is there's a stone building on either side of it, and they've kind of put a wooden building in between it to kind of fill up the space as much as you could between the two brick or stone buildings on either side of it. And so you see an older human in there, middle-aged, sitting at a chair at a desk at the front of the shop, kind of eyeing the crowd and eyeing his things. What do you do?
Do you want to show him the cup and see if he knows anything about it? Where it came from?
That's a good idea. I don't know why I'm treating this like a boss moment. Just like, oh God, what do we do?
It's just another middle-aged man, Dagmar. You already manhandled a grandpa earlier.
Sorry, I had to step out for a moment. I got kicked off the Discord.
Oh no, that's fine. Wait, who has the cup?
Aetheri?
Or
Gretel?
Gretel has
Gretel.
it.
I believe yes. I have that
So
dubious distinction.
The
Yes.
keeper of the cup?
Yeah. So, and I feel bad about giving it to him. So I asked Gretel. I said, "Do we want? Let's ask the man at the shop if he's seen this cup, if he knows where it came from or anything about it."
While this is happening, Dagmar's just gonna look around the rest of the shop and just kind of break off and just have a peek at things.
So Dagmar, you have a bit of trouble going through the aisles because you're kind of wide at the
Oh.
shoulders, and so you're kind of having a hard time, like sort of squeezing in through some of these things. I don't know if you've ever been inside certain kinds of bodegas or something like that, but this is where it is.
So is this like a bull in a china shop?
Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, yeah.
I think maybe she like almost knocks something over and then figures out that maybe I need to wait outside or something. I don't know what I should do here.
So
can we see the owner? Is there a counter or anything like that?
So what happens is the way the shop is built is that it's a small shop. The whole shop is only like maybe 20 or 30 feet deep, and only about, let's say, 15 or 20, like maybe 15, 20 feet wide. And the person has a desk, has a counter, like a desk and a chair at the front. So that if you walk in and out of the shop, you have to walk past him. And so he's just sitting there waiting for someone to ask questions.
Excuse me, do you also buy as well as sell?
Oh, he looks down at you. Good sir. Good sir. Oh, buy, sell. Yes, I do business. Are you working with that gentleman? Working with that gentleman. What was his name? So ridiculously long. What was his? Yes, exactly. Yes, him. I always have trouble pronouncing his name correctly. So, do you work with him? Because I wouldn't mind another shipment of things that of goods.
Well, no, I'd say I'm more of an independent contractor, but I'd love to meet him.
Oh, you don't work with him? Oh, okay. I'm not. I'm not sure if I can help you if you want to see him. He just comes in once in a while. Comes in the market once in a while. You'll probably see him eventually if you stick around long enough.
Do I buy what he's telling me?
I mean, you can roll insight.
Okay, let me get my modifier here. Doing this on my phone. Doing it on my phone. Okay. Insights +5. 18 is 23.
Oh, good golly. Okay. He looks like he's telling the truth. From what it looks like, from what you can tell, it looks like he actually feels. It looks like he feels very comfortable talking to you, and it looks like he was kind of surprised that you were not working with you were not working with Zixwifter, Coleman, and Jigwood, blah blah blah.
Well, I can tell you're surprised that I don't work for him, but this is how most of us actually end up working for him. We start out as independent contractors, and then we get his attention.
Huh. Like he does that kind of like shrug and is that like, never knew. Okay.
Well, it's not exactly like this. It's not exactly like we have a human resources department.
Human resources? Wait. Are you a wizard polymorphed? Like,
Oh, I'm sorry. Goblin Resources Department. My apologies.
oh, okay. Okay. Oh, well, I mean, probably does. He has quite an operation from what I hear. A lot of goblins end up being hired by him.
Hmm. So, are you interested in buying my piece?
Well, what do you got?
And I take out the cup and I show it to him.
That it? Kind of, you have to hand it to him,
Oh, I think
I'm
you cut
sorry,
out
Daryl, I
there for a
didn't catch
second.
that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you show him or do you hand it to him?
Oh, I straight up hand it to him.
Okay, so he takes it out of your hands. He sort of examines it, only for quite momentarily. Hands it back, and it's like, I have a lot of these.
And I don't take it back from him, and I say, "Oh, not like this one."
What do you mean? Not like this one?
Oh, what I mean is that this object, which you illegally excavated and then sold to a friend of mine, is actually cursed. So good luck with that, buddy. Basically, tap him on the shoulder and start walking out the door.
Oh, Gretel's so honest.
Like he's just like illegal excavate, like cursed. What is he talking about? He kind of like it's like kind of like a bewildered look as you walk out. You're like, oh man, I guess he's seen some things.
Well, I would assume he knows what the word cursed means.
Yeah, but it's there's a worried look on his face, but it's very bewildered. He doesn't know what to make of what you said. He doesn't take the cup. He actually leaves it on the counter on the edge of it, and just kind of eyes it a little bit, kind of funny, but
That's
just
okay.
sees you walk away.
And well, I can turn around and say, well, you can either take the cup back and accept the curse, or I could have my friend Dagmar here shove it up the orifice of your choice.
Yeah. She comes back into the building. She hears that, like, oh, I'm useful again. Takes the axe out, nearly knocks something over.
This is the best repatriation moment ever.
It's a very sort of flustered look on his face, and it's like, do I have to call the town guards? Like,
and
Well, at that point, couldn't we say something like, well, we're with the Ministry of... I wrote that down. Oh, shit. We're with the ministry down south. You can't... We're out of... You know the one. We're with the ministry. We're beyond the law. You can't take us in. Keep the cup. Cup's your problem now, butto.
He kind of has this look of sort of, I can't believe you're doing this. And it's like, down south, you're talking about Clark? Like, this is Oakridge. Clark doesn't control us.
You don't know that.
No. No. We completely understand that. And you know what, buddy? I can totally sympathize. But the fact that your stolen objects are making their way down there and causing all sorts of problems that are getting people killed. Ooh, I don't know, buddy. I'm thinking that actually is our business, don't you?
All right. And so he yells over at his shopkeep, like the shopkeep neighbor. It's like, hey, we have a guy here who says he has a stolen cup. Right? Why don't you get the city guards? And so there's a couple shouts down as it sort of travels down the shop, shouting for some guards to come.
Hmm.
Uh,
Can we call the shippo?
I can just imagine you sitting in the middle of the street. Shippo!
We're returning it.
Yeah.
We're not stealing it.
So-
We're giving it back.
Can we?
So, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, could we hide? Could we use the without a trace spell or cantrip again and hide from the guards incoming?
We could, but is it like the middle of the day, DM?
Yeah, it's the middle of the day, and you're in a crowded like alley. So
not really an option. But I can, I mean, we can.
We could turn
So-
ourselves in and explain the situation to the guards that there's.
Oh, that's always worked out so well in every D&D game that I've ever been in. So, I'm just gonna level with you, buddy. You can call the guard if you want, but if you do, then there's going to be an incident between Clark and Oakridge that nobody wants. So we can either talk this out and settle it out like civilized people, or we'll just leave before the guard gets here and come back with some officials from Clark and see what
Yeah.
happens then.
it's kind of
like.
okay, you better roll a deception, okay, and because this is
God on it. Oh Jesus! Dice gods be with me. Oh Jesus! I actually rolled a 19. Holy shit, what's my deception? I don't think it's very good. Oh, it's actually +2 because I've got a decent charisma, so 21.
okay.
Visioning this as like me and Aethir are kind of like standing back, and Graddle is like standing at the forefront, really stern and strict looking, and Dagmar is like kind of behind him, and like for the first time ever, like it's not Dagmar being the like aggressive one. She's just kind of like backing up. She's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Janira and I are just looking at each other like, what?
on the one hand, well, it's because if I may step out of the game for a moment, it's because I'm for a number of different character reasons, Gretel is very unhappy at being cursed right now. And then also just stepping outside the game is a moment I feel like I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes by like I'm not hogging the game or anything like that because it seems like I've sort of jumped in this moment.
Oh,
I don't
not
feel,
at
I don't
all.
want to feel like I'm taking over.
No. Honestly, I think it's cool.
Yeah, and your character has the cup. It totally makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you.
In addition to that, Dagmar is just proud. So she reaches down and pulls a flower out of Gretel's back and then just hands it to him. It's just like, I'm proud of you.
Hands it to me or to the shopkeeper?
Just hands you the flower right back. Just, I'm proud of you.
This is a watershed moment in this
Good
campaign.
job.
Thank you.
Wow. The character arc here is amazing.
Okay.
What kind of a flower?
She can't even tell. She just grabs the first one she
Right.
sees.
It's a weed.
It's a weed, but she tried. She's just trying to display affection, just like, wow, you made my jaw drop. I'm blown away by all this incentive here. Wow, okay. Don't mess with Gretel. Have a flower.
Okay. So you give this speech to the shopkeep. He kind of like stiffens a little, and it's like, "Wow, I heard that Clark had a bunch of rich goblins. I didn't realize the goblins also were running the show down there. Okay, fine. And of course, Dagmar is like, yeah, you better.
What was that?
Because
Roll
your
a 3 on your
intimidation was so low. She's still recovering from the fact that she killed somebody. It's fine.
Yeah.
So the guy, fine. He like takes it kind of, and then sort of places it behind the counter, and he's sitting at it. It's like, fine, like holds up his hand. Fine, I'll take it.
Thank you.
So party, do you just walk off or do you stand around? Like,
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm ready to walk off before the guard shows up.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
idea. We probably should go find a guy with super long crazy name.
Yeah.
Ooh, we could totally do. Ooh, we could wait till nightfall and totally do like a stakeout.
Yes, let's do that.
Now, again, dated reference, but which one of us is going to be Richard Dreyfuss and which of us is going to be Emilio Estevez?
no.
Very dated reference.
So are you just gonna move to another part of the market and kind of like just watch and see, or how are you approaching this?
We can always go to a pub and start asking questions of locals.
Just like real life.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay, so I mean, you go around and you eventually find like I guess it's more of an inn, to get drinks somewhere on the edge of the market. So the barkeep there asks you for drink or what would you like. So you make your orders. For beer, what would you have? Beer, mead, ale, wine, or chocolate milk. I don't know.
Dagmar.
Oh, what? The chocolate milk? Are we just going? Are we actually saying our orders, or should we?
If you'd like to say your order, you can. But it's not that important. What I'm wondering is how are you approaching this? Are you gonna ask the barkeep? Are you just gonna grab your drink and like saddle up next to another person? How is this gonna work?
I'm 100% gonna grab an elven wine if they have it or not, a wine, and then I'm gonna go to a corner and I'm just gonna eavesdrop and see if I can hear any like thieves' cant or something. I'm sitting in a corner.
Okay. So elven wine. Yes, they do have it.
Yay!
Let me trying to think. What would be a nice. Yeah, you know what? It is a wine. Trying to think, what would it be made from? maybe berries. Yeah. Raspberry
Like-
wine.
Yeah.
Or what would you like? Go ahead and name it.
No, raspberry wine. That sounds like a pretty elven thing.
Okay, so Siri, go ahead and roll perception to eavesdrop on people.
Okay.
Okay, good. 14. Janera, how about you? What are you doing?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and follow Athena's lead and do the same thing and just kind of sit off someplace and try to listen in.
So a cup of elven wine for Janera as well, or?
It's fine.
So the amount of wine you get, it would be, I guess, a silver piece, because a picture would be 2 silver pieces, but I don't know if you're getting a whole picture. Mind your P's and Q's. So Janera, then I guess you're gonna try to eavesdrop as well. I think you made roll perception.
Okay.
Dagmar, what are you doing?
Are there any well, okay, let's see. Well, are there any animals in the building? Just out of curiosity.
Inside the building, you don't notice anything because there are people sort of walking about. It's hard to see.
Okay.
Outside, there are things like crows, dogs. You might see a rat outside. And there are definitely
Okay.
like horses and donkeys.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna avoid that mistake again, and I'm just going to order a vodka because she needs a bit of a kick right now, and then she's gonna try to talk to the bartender if that's okay.
All right. Gradal, how about you?
I'll do they have any tea?
The barkeep kind of scratches his chin. Is like, yeah, I think we have some tea. He prepares it for you. It smells okay, but you can tell it's kind of a weak tea, kind of a mediocre tea, of some kind.
If it's hot water, I'll get out my own like little herbalism kit and I'll make my own kind of like flower tea that I can
Alright.
drink, and I'll follow Ethere's lead and sort of sit a corner and keep an eye out.
Okay, so you can roll perception then, since you're sort of eavesdropping as well.
Ooh, yeah.
20, 19, 18.
I rolled a 3. I have a +5 in perception, so I have an 8.
Oh, 8 total?
8 total.
Okay. Okay, so we'll just so for Etheria and Genera. Okay. Let me see. Then right now, so for Etheria and Genera, you're able to hear some things. For Gradal, the whole listening is just kind of a mess. So it's kind of confusing about who you need to look at. If you focus on a single person, you might be able to tell you might be able to read their lips. But for Ethereum Genera, you do hear talk of this goblin, and talks about he probably should be coming to town soon, and wondering if and you can hear some other talk about where to get good deals, where to find some acorns, and what are they going to do with it, what sort of good business they've been able to find recently. A lot of them were kind of stumbling with the name. What was the name? Zitzwuster P. Omnalik Chig Fed Kaba. And some people are kind of just going, the blah 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 person, or or Zixaboo whatever person. The goblin. Yeah,
So there's a table of people, goblins talking about this.
You don't see any goblins in here. But you do see like a lot of people talking about where to find about their business, about selling things, buying things, where to find acorns. And they often refer to this goblin as the fancy goblin. But there are no goblins themselves inside here.
Okay, but there's people. So I actually I'm gonna go up to the bartender. So do I see a table of people talking?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
All right, like how many people at the table?
Like 4 people.
Okay, so I go up to the bartender. I buy four ales.
Mhm.
I tell him I want to send, and I go sit down at the table. I order 4 ales, and I sit down at the table with those guys or gals, whoever's there.
Um,
And I just start chatting with them who are talking about this stuff. So I buy them drinks and I ask them, "Hey, I'm looking for some acorns."
I don't want to be mean and say that all of them were like, don't drink. No, okay.
Whatever these people are having at the pub.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe. Shoot. I can't remember what it's called, but maybe what is it? Butter tea? Is that what it is? I think it's like a butter tea.
Okay.
Maybe that's what they're having. Okay. All right. So you're gonna sit down, and you're gonna invite them to drink. Janera, you see a theory walk up and do this. So you think about what you're gonna do for a second. Dagmar, what did you ask the barkeep?
Well, could I ask what the barkeep looks like? It's like a general description.
Barkeep, it's a woman maybe in her 30s. Hair's tied back. Maybe a little thin.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Could I try to charm her before asking for information?
How are you supposed to charm her? Do you have a spell?
Oh. Can I charisma her? Can I can I do a charisma check?
Well, yes, you can, but I'm still wondering, like, what exactly are you trying to do? Are you trying to like hit on her? Are you trying to like smooth talk her? I don't understand. What?
I think I'm gonna try to come off as like I'm gonna try to just play it normal, right? Come off as like, hey, I know I look really big and intimidating, but I'm not really. And just like just try to be friendly and follow Gradel's lead a little bit.
I thought Gradle was like trying to like look around.
Well, yeah, no, I mean like from before at the shop. I'm just trying to be friendly and normal.
Okay, I guess you can roll.
Okay, that didn't work.
Charismatic.
Dagmar goes up to the barkeep like, "Hey, barkeep, I want to be friends with you. Is that okay?"
This is the worst session ever. Did it work?
It looks at you very strangely, and it's like, I think how many drinks have you had? I think you've had enough. And it's like looks down and like, oh, you're on your first drink. Honey, like slow down a little. I think I'm a little busy. Oh wait, someone's asking. I need to take the order. You enjoy your drink, and she like turns away and then looks at a theory. Or no, sorry, Janera, right? Janera, who's coming up? No, a theory, right? A theory.
Can I persuade her not to do that?
No. So she turns to Theory, to take Theory's order. Gradal, how are you reacting so far?
I'm just sitting in the corner, sipping my tea and enjoying the show.
Mira, are you doing anything?
Same as Gradle.
Yeah, I can try reading people's lips,
Okay.
as you suggested, but beyond that, I rolled a 3, so I can't see very much. I'm a little too
Everyone seems too tall here. All you see are knees, or like thighs, or like waists. Okay. So Theory, you kind of slide in with, I guess, mugs of ale in your hand, and you like hand it out like drinks for everybody. Okay, so go ahead. We have 4 people. All right, you got an elf, 2 humans, and a dwarf. Most of the humans are female. The elf and the dwarf are male. Okay, just to give you an image. So, male elf, 2 female humans, a male dwarf, and they all sort of look up at you. They all look like merchants of some kind. They look up at you with surprise, as you bring them drinks. So, what do you do?
So I say in Elven to the elf. I'm like, yeah, this elf one kind of sucks, huh? and then I say in common, I'm like, it's so I just need a break. I just need a break from my friends. I need to hang out here, and I just need business. Do you guys know where I can get some acorns?
They're like, who are your friends?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're just I just met them on the road traveling, and I just need to get out of here. And, man, how's life here in Oakridge? Like,
So at the mention of like meeting people on the road, they sort of nod a little bit, and they're like, business is okay.
Yeah, I need some work.
And then they sort of like, work? Well, we don't really want you cutting in our deals because we still don't know who you are.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
But I mean, you can go ask the guy that everybody seems to be talking about. We just got some things off of this. Everybody calls him the fancy goblin. He's kind of weird looking. He has a hat or a helmet. It's kind of white, really big, that sits on his head, and has a feather in it. But he has a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting stuff. He talks a lot. Keeps talking about weird stuff. I don't know. And then like the dwarf's like kind of chuckles like, yeah, I don't know, stuff like, I don't know. Yeah, he said a lot of weird stuff like strata and screening and provenience or something like that. I don't know, weird words.
Yeah,
I
don't speak that language, but
I was talking about something about a GIS. I don't know what a GIS is. It's weird.
Sounds like Sasquatch talk to me. Do you think he's hiring? Because I really need some work. Like, where can I find him?
They look at you kind of funny and like, work, like digging, because he only hires goblins from what I hear.
Yeah, no, I'm not a digger.
That's when you pimp out Gradle.
I just want to, like, I'm good at like transporting stuff. You think he needs someone to help move shipments, or
like a labor? You want to sweat under like manual sweaty labor? Is that what you're gonna do? They look like you're kind of surprised because I'm guessing you're kind of thin and small. Theory.
Yeah, no, I just want to like I can help him with his business maybe, or I don't know. I just need something. So
Roll perception. No, deception, not perception.
wait, what are you?
Deception, not
Oh, there
perception.
it is. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, well,
Okay, so they kind of look at you kind of funny, and then they shrug and like, well, like you could wait around for him, and he'll probably show up. But from what we heard, he actually has a site where he's digging right now, and it's actually a little bit outside of Oakridge. You're gonna have to go up. You actually have to go up one of the rivers. So he's digging up somewhere up along one of the streams.
name of the
So
stream.
so they give you the name of the stream, and they tell him just like, from what we heard, just walk straight up the stream, and you'll eventually find him.
Well, I don't want to get my hands dirty, so I appreciate that.
But he digs for things, and you don't want to get dirty. They look very, very puzzled at you. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Thanks. Hey, so yeah, cool. Let's drink. So I leave the table and I just kind of head back to the bar, feeling dejected because I don't want to get dirty. And then I just go bump up to Janera and Dagmar, and I'm like, oh, they're digging up the river somewhere.
So, Gradal understood what happened because he can read lips, and so Gradal, you know exactly what the conversation was about. Janera, Dagmar, so the party. Let's say have the party just together now. You're standing together. What's your plan of action now?
Well, we can either wait around here for him to eventually come back into town, or we can head up the river or stream to see if we can find him.
I think we should head up and catch him red-handed.
Yeah, I think that's the best idea.
I think that's a great idea too, especially since we probably don't want to hang around in case he changes his mind about the whole
Okay.
Sorry about that, by the way.
So if you look on the map, you notice that there are like 3 little streams. You're gonna actually go up the one farthest to the right. So it's they point out. You eventually ask people, and they point out the stream, and it's the stream that you crossed as you first came into town. It's called the Red Stream. And it kind of looks like a regular stream, but it doesn't seem particularly red. And so you can just walk up it if you'd like. Just follow the stream. One other thing that you might notice as you're sort of walking through town is there is a mixture of horses and donkeys and cows as sort of the animals that are pulling stuff. But you also notice a few dinosaurs, but smaller ones. Okay.
Wait, what?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Okay, so forgot to say this. Like, so there are some dinosaurs, but there's just very few and far between. Okay. But they're not. I'm trying to think of
fossils.
No. Do you know what a protoceratops looks like?
I think so.
A protoceratops is, like the name implies, protoceratops, like triceratops, but it's protos. It's a very, very early form of them. It's they have the frill across the back of their head like a triceratops would, but they have no horns.
God.
And they're smaller. They're about the size of, I think a lot of them run about the size of a large dog or a wolf. But you see some of those at a slightly larger size, coming up to about your waist or your stomach, and they pull carts.
What page can I find this in my fancy little D&D handbook?
Okay.
Fucking dinosaurs.
So if you have a monster manual, the monster manual does have dinosaurs in it. And I'm flipping to it right now. You can hear my book, maybe dinosaurs. This is page 79 in the player's handbook. But they do not have the specific dinosaur. They have Allosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Plesiosaurus, Technically, plesiosaurs and pteranodons are not dinosaurs. Thank you very much. They do have Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I posted the wiki link and the Twitch.
Oh, cool! Thank you. I just
You're welcome.
we're doing this now.
Well, he made it his goal to like traumatize us, so you know.
Yeah, how many ways can you torture an archaeologist?
Now, since I came from further north of Clark originally, would I have known that dinosaurs were occasionally used as beasts of burden up here, or?
Yeah, it's not surprising to you. I just for all of you going for like a little bit of deep cuts now, because now we can make references to earlier sessions. Remember that at like the first session, the goblins were trying to decide if the sound was a pteranodon or not.
I remember that when I was watching you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh god, this has been in the plan for months then.
Since the start.
Are any of our characters surprised by this, or are we all we're all familiar? This is a thing in this world.
For as much as you've traveled, you've seen some kind of dinosaur. You may not have seen this dinosaur, but you're at least familiar with the idea. This scene might be new to you, but it's not. It shouldn't be that shocking.
Okay. So I guess we'll just continue to head upstream and say nothing to each other about this.
I mean, they're pretty cute looking.
Because we're clueless.
Can I talk to one? Can I talk to one?
Yes, you may. And I will. Yeah. Okay. Good. So technically, when you do your thing, yeah. We'll forget the mechanics. You can talk to one of them. So as you're sort of walking past one of them, you can say something.
Hello.
Hello.
You from around these parts?
So it is pulling a cart and it's being led by someone, and so it's like, I live and work here, and
you enjoy living and working here?
You can tell from as much as you can tell from a dinosaur. It shrugs its shoulders. It's like, it's alive, and it keeps walking, like walks past you because it's going off in another direction.
Okay, I'm gonna continue walking as well. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted out of that. I'm gonna tell the rest of the group that I had a very stimulating conversation with a dinosaur.
Was it better than the conversation you had with the horse?
We don't speak of that.
So you sort of make your way up the stream. There are a few scattered houses and farms as you kind of go up the way. You know that you're gonna have to walk for quite a while. Because it's fairly far from town. So it's Let's see now. Let me think. Actually, it should be getting. Actually, at this point, it should be getting late. You're not going to make it quite there in time before the sun sets. Because it took you most of the day actually to get to town and then walking around and asking questions. So you're gonna actually need to camp again out for the night up here in the hills and the woods above Oakridge. So, are you willing to do that, or what are you guys gonna do? Or just push on through?
Can we lasso the dinosaurs and ride them up there?
You you don't like.
It's the elven wine talking. Ignore that.
I mean, how are you going to introduce dinosaurs and not let us ride them? So.
Yeah, there's no... Yeah, exactly.
Ceratopsis is like saying, I want to ride a cow. You need to find a cow first, and they're domesticated, so you have to get it from somebody first. If you're looking for dinosaurs up here, the only dinosaurs you notice are very, very small ones. You're talking like you're talking like the Compsognathus or Archaeopteryx, or I'm gonna say this name, and I'm saying it because I know what it's supposed to be, not what the movie's supposed to be, but like a velociraptor size. Velociraptors are not human size; they're much smaller. They're supposed to be like 2 or 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, but you're talking about that size, so they're basically like birds. Those are the only dinosaurs you see around here.
Do they? All right, let's head up the river.
Okay. The sun does set, and it is now getting dark. So, you all have dark vision, so technically you'll be able to manage your way up without any lights.
How much further do we have to go?
You're not sure. Maybe another hour or two, but it is like dark. The sun has set.
Okay. And we started this day by drinking.
Well, it was in the like late morning, early afternoon kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, another hour doesn't seem too bad, and we can all see in the dark. So, what do you guys want to do?
Let's keep going. I want to see if we find their excavations at night when they're not there, when they're asleep. See what they're digging.
Yeah. They all emerge from their tents, and there's just a bunch of people out. What's this?
But we have a stealth spell.
Yeah.
That's true. But it only lasts, what, an hour?
Well, remember that from the description, what it sounded like is he had some sort of camp, some sort of digging camp. So there's going to be some sort of setup of tents, fires, equipment. It sounded like this goblin leads a large troop of other goblins. There's, I don't know, dozens, 20, 30, I don't know. But there's a large group of them. So you will probably see them before they see you.
Well, in that case, what if we, we continue walking, we get there while they're hopefully asleep, and do a quick, like a look around of the entire site, and then figure out, what's going on. Is there anybody awake? Where's everybody sleeping? Where's everybody situated? And then find a place to hide before they wake up so that we can observe them from a location and see them in action after they get up. Or we find an outfit or something somewhere and then we have Gretel wear it and then pretend to be one of them when they all wake up.
I mean, I think they'll notice if there's an extra goblin.
Will they?
Probably.
All of them are
And
goblins, so
that's true, but I would like to point out that I do have giant purple hair that stands about an extra foot or so above my normal height.
We can find a hat or
I
something.
stand out a little.
I mean, are you suggesting we like Indiana Jones this, where like we nab one of them in their sleep and he just like changes into their clothes?
Yes, yes. Can we do that? Dun, 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 dun. I approve of this.
I think we should go map that site at night when they're asleep.
Take some overview pictures.
So while you guys are doing the Indiana Jones, I'll go start mapping it. Doing a little photography, get down in there. Data.
You being a good archaeologist.
I'm just gonna recalibrate their datum just real quick.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because we know they don't have excavation units, so that's going to be hard.
Clean up their sidewalls just a little bit.
So you continue to walk up the stream in the dark. Eventually, you do come upon you actually kind of see it off in the distance, actually, fairly easily. You see like campfires sort of flickering off in the night, and you can kind of hear some of the clanging of pots, like people are cooking and eating, and you hear a lot of voices, and they do sound like goblin voices.
Damn
make
it.
out any sorry. Can we
Oh, no,
make
go
out
on.
any specific details from this distance?
Well, so there's some sort of area. It's like right next to the river, actually. Second. No, so sorry. Actually, this is actually So this is actually, and it's actually not quite exactly next to the river. It's actually a bit of a spot that's a little bit off the river, but you notice that there's a little bit of a stream that kind of runs off the hills and into the main stream you've been walking along. And this stream, it's like kind of dry, almost dried out stream. It's seems to have crosses your path. So if you continue to follow along the stream, you would have to walk through this camp and walk over this other perpendicular stream. And the hills kind of come down, and there's a bunch of tents that sort of make a kind of semicircle around this area. You spot like 6 tents. Yeah, you spot about 6 tents, and they're sort of scattered in this wide area. And there's 2 fires. And you can see a lot of shadows. It's hard to count, but you can see that there's at least a dozen, maybe 2 dozen sort of small figures kind of walking about, or sitting near the campfires. And again, you can hear them sort of talking, and cooking.
Is there any indication that they've seen us yet, or is it basically
Nope.
I'm asking if it's too late to cast Pass Without a Trace?
No. Nobody's paying attention to you.
So what do you think, friends?
Well, I wasn't expecting them to be awake. I think casting the spell would be a good idea, just to be on the safe side.
Will do.
And then if we could get close enough to kind of see a little bit more, see if we can recognize any faces or pick out Mr. Longname, sir. At least identify him and identify where he is.
Okay, so Gradal, you cast Pass Without a Trace. Everybody roll stealth checks as you approach the camp.
All right.
More?
This is officially insane. No, it's either feast and famine. I've been looking at the rolls I've been doing all night. I've rolled a 1, a 2, a 3, an 18, a 19, and a 20. And I just rolled a 17. There's been nothing in the middle.
Okay.
It's insane. It's like I've rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 17, 18, 19, and 20, and those have been the rolls I've done all night.
My Gradal, your dice are kind of strange.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's either been feast or famine all night.
They haven't been rolled in a long time. They're kind of excited.
Yeah.
All right. Dagmar, I need a roll from you.
Okay. For stealth as well, or
Yeah, stealth.
Okay. Boop.
Oh.
Can I use real dice? Can I try a little bit of that myself?
You have a plus 10 because of Pass Without a Trace, so your stealth is still 15, which is still pretty good. Okay, but everybody else is 27, 28, 27, and then Dagmar's 15. Okay, all of you approach the camp as quiet as the grave. And you actually get up quite close to the camp. It's kind of a sparse. There's not as many trees here. It's mostly sort of large shrubs and bushes, but you're able to hide yourself fairly well. And as you look out into the camp, no one is paying attention to you. There are no guards. They're all sitting around enjoying them. You can tell that all the goblins are drinking. They're laughing. They're singing, and they seem to be enjoying themselves. Actually, let me see. I should have some pictures here. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Many of them look something like this.
Back? Is that like a neck pillow?
I think it's a hat.
It's a hat.
Like a hat, yeah.
It's a straw hat.
Archaeology straw bucket
Basically,
hat.
Oh, I
archaeology,
see.
the bigger and floppier the hat, the better it is.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. Yeah.
And there's mohawk.
Basically, the nerdier it looks, the better.
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Most of them are in loincloths. They're not wearing a whole lot, and a lot of them have this kind of funny haircut. Where it's mostly shaved on top, but then you have these bits that are kind of growing out on the sides and on top of their head like that. Like they only have like 3 locks, like 2 on the side, or like 4 locks, 1 on top, 2 on the sides, and 1 in the back, and the rest is sort of shaved. As you all sort of look out, you eventually catch sight of someone in the center of it. Let me see. Oh, I have to upload it. Let me upload it. Give me 1 moment. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. And you notice this guy in the middle. laughing it up.
Oh no.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh no. We've all worked for that guy, one point or another.
Is it bad that
Has he got a freaking monocle?
there was a kid in one of my history classes that showed up dressed almost exactly like that.
For a special reason or just always?
No, like, okay, so I had taken a couple classes that this kid had also been in, and he had a very, like, just weird sense of style. But first day of history class that actually focused on the history of the American West, but from Native American perspective. And the professor was actually a Native American from one of the California tribes. This kid shows up in full, like, he walked out of a Rudyard Kipling novel, and I'm just a little like, are you serious? Like, do you know where you are?
Oh, God.
And needless to say, he ended up dropping the class. So
So he didn't understand context, did he?
no, clearly not. No.
Reading the room. God, jeez.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people on my phone that I want this picture to be their contact picture now, though. A lot of really terrible supervisors. Can I roll for initiative?
Oh, you're just gonna burst into camp? I mean, I guess
No,
you
no,
could,
no,
but
no.
we only have 5 minutes here.
No, I'm okay for now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
God.
think actually our ref is giving us a good time. This actually might be a good moment for you guys to stop. So we're gonna stop here. You seem to have finally found the shovel hobs, led by Zixwuvut Cirque P. Anum Uk Jig Fed Kaba, the fancy goblin.
Oh my God.
Okay.
The one who digs.
From his build, you don't think he digs.
He supervises the digging.
Yeah, he's the one
The
that,
one
you
who-
know.
Yeah. The one who orders the digs.
Yes. And
There
sits
it is.
back with his coffee or tea and
Yeah.
expects somebody to hold an umbrella over them.
Bring the fan closer to my face. The contrast between the two drawings is really superb too. Just the shovel bum on the left, no details. His shovel is even kind of wonky looking, and then this guy just fully fleshed out and everything.
Yeah.
During my breaks at work, so all of my drawings from now on are done in like 5 or 10 minute segments. So
Oh God.
Fair.
If this is a rough sketch on the left, Daryl, there's no reason to finish it. It's perfect for him.
It really is.
So, we're gonna end the session there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the players. Thank you, Dagmar, Chanera, Theory, and Gradol for playing, for being such wonderful characters. Thank you, everybody out there on Twitch and YouTube and the internets for watching us. What's gonna happen next now that the party has found the shovel hob?
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.